Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a requested video. Somebody asked me to do a video on how I edit my videos on iMovie. So if you want to see how I edit my videos, just keep on watching. Okay, so first of all, let me just be clear. I am not the best at editing anything on iMovie, but I'm going to tell you what I do and hopefully you find it somewhat helpful. So here is like the dashboard almost, and you can find this on the project tab, which is the top middle tab. So first I go to create new, I click it and I click movie, as you can see here, and it brings us to this page where I click import media, this arrow button, and it allows you to see all of your media. As you can see here, I've got quite a few videos, and this is in my SD card, which is called No Name. So I'm going to click this video and I'm going to click import selected. So now I'm going to take my media and I'm going to drag it down to the down bar, and now it's ready to edit. So this little clock thing here lets you know how much of the media has actually been imported into iMovie. So don't take your SD card out before you have finished importing. So now I'm going to open up my media using this little scrolly thing here so I can see everything that I want to edit. So now I'm going to start cutting out the parts that I don't want. So I have one finger on the trackpad and my other finger on the R key, and you can see it brings up that yellow bar. I click and drag and delete. So now I don't have that part that I don't want, and now I can go through and I can delete all of the other dead space parts of the media that I don't want. I tend to just get rid of parts of the media where I can see that there's drops in sound, and you'll be able to see by the little sound waves at the bottom that there are parts where there's no sound at all, and that's because I've probably taken a pause to think about what I was going to say, or I've gone and grabbed for something and I just don't want that part of the media in there. It's just a waste of space. So I just go through and I just keep repeating this same method of just holding R and holding the trackpad, dragging and then clicking backspace to remove any media that I just do not want. Okay, so now I've come to the end. I want to add a picture. So I'm going to go to one of the videos that I have already used where there's a picture that I want. You can use the same method to import the pictures as we did to get the video itself. And I just click and I drag the picture to the end. And I can just make this picture as long as I want to because it's just a still frame. So I can make it 20 seconds long, 30 seconds long, it doesn't matter. And now I'm going to do the exact same with my intro. I'm just going to grab it and I'm going to put it in the slot where I want it to be. And I'm going to cut out the end of the intro because it's just black screen, it's not needed. And now I'm going to click on transitions and I'm going to get the swipe left. That's what I always use, but there's all kinds of different transitions that you can use if you want it to go from one frame to another, but you don't want it to just be still. You want it to look a little bit more put together, a little bit more professional. You can literally just grab and drag and drop. I always change this swipe to 0.3 seconds so that it's a very, very quick transition, as you can see. So now I'm going to go to audio, I'm going to click sound effects and I'm going to click golf hit, and I'm going to drag that over to where my transition is. This just adds a nice little effect to the video, but of course feel free to use whatever sound effects that you want to, or even if you don't want to use any sound effects at all, you don't have to. Okay, so to add a picture into my video, I click the picture and I have to pull it on top of the main video, as you can see here. But what it automatically does is make it a cutaway. So I need to make it a picture in picture, and then I click this tab and I click fit, okay? And I can go back and I can move it to wherever I want inside the video itself. And I can make it larger, I can make it smaller, but that's the size that I want it to be. And now I click an audio sound effect and I put it where the picture starts. But I don't want this picture to fade in, I want it to pop up. So I change the timer to 0 so that the picture just pops up. So now I'm going to add audio, like an actual song. So I'll go back to audio and I'm going to go and click onto iTunes, and then I choose the song that I want. I always use the YouTube library, and this one I'm going to just drag down to the very bottom bar, as you can see here, and it loads up and I scroll all the way to the end of the song. As you can see, the song fades out at the end. I don't want that, so I'm literally just going to cut the fade of it out because I don't want a fade out in the middle of a video. It doesn't really make sense. So now I'm going to adjust the volume by pulling down on this bar, and I'm going to pull it down to, I believe, 4%. That's the ideal volume for it. So now I'm going to copy this by clicking Command C. And I'm literally going to cut and paste across the whole video. Now I'm going to downsize the video using that scroll bar, and I'm literally going to cut out the last bit that I don't need because it's just too long. I'll open up the video again and I go to around half of the last frame and I highlight what I want and I bring down the volume by just 1%. So that should be at 3% now. You can see it's created this little dot. I'm going to click on this dot here and I'm going to pull it all the way to the end of the line. And then I'm going to click it and drag it down, and it creates a curve where you can see now it's fading out. So it's gone from normal volume and now it's fading out. Something to not forget is that my intro also has music, so I need to get rid of the music which is in the green bar and just keep the music which is in the blue bar. So I highlight the green bar, I click R and the trackpad and I highlight everything that I want to remove. But I'm not going to remove it. What I'm going to do is grab the sound bar in the green and I'm just going to pull it down. That's all I'm going to do. And that will make all of that sound nothing. It will be at 0%. And the only thing that will play is the music which is in that intro until it hits back to the video, and then the regular music will resume. So as you can see up here, it still hasn't finished importing, but that's because I've been editing while it's importing. If I had just left it, it would have been fine. So I can name my movie whatever I want to name it. And this you can change at any point if you wanted to. Now you can go back to the project dashboard and you'll see all of your videos. Now I will have to go back and fix this video because I need to look at the things that I've said and make sure that they make sense before I share this as a regular video on YouTube. So it's finished importing, so now I can share. I can't share it until it's finished importing. So I click the video and it brings up this circle, which I click, and I click share project. It gives you different selections of sharing, and you can share it directly to YouTube. I prefer not to do this because it tends to fail, like the connection between YouTube and iMovie tends to drop sometimes. So my preference is to share it as a file, which is down at the bottom. I click it and it brings up this box and it gives me all the information on it. I click next and it gives me the opportunity to rename the file, but I can just click save, because even when it goes to YouTube, you can change the name even if you don't like the name. As you can see here in this circle, again the clock, it will tell you how long it's going to take. Now with this, it will write the file onto your computer, and then from there you can take the file from your computer and put it directly into YouTube, which I will show you. And this tends not to fail, but directly from iMovie to YouTube it tends to fail a lot, so I just don't do it. Now looking at this, it says that it's going to take hours and hours and hours. I'm telling you now, it's not. I don't know why it says this amount of hours, but it will not take that amount of hours. As you can see, it's declining rapidly. So while I'm waiting, I'm just going to set up my YouTube. So I'll click this camera thing here with a plus. When I click it, it gives me two options to either upload or go live. I click upload and it will take me onto another page. And now I can upload. I click to private because I don't want it to be live as soon as I upload it. So now the video has finished becoming a file. I can now click the video and I can drag it to where it says upload, and you can see it now uploading. This is where I can make all my edits, like in my down bar and stuff. So I'm going to leave that to upload. I hope that you found this helpful. I'm by no means a pro. I've literally just learned how to do things as I go along. But again, I hope that you found this helpful. So don't forget to subscribe, put me on notification, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.